They said no man in Mogwo village could shout louder than Baba Landlord. When he sneezed, goats ran. When he argued, the palm trees leaned back to listen. His real name was Mr. Jeku Obiora, but after he built the only two-story building in the village with green paint so bright it looked like a lizard's dream, people started calling him Baba Landlord. He didn't correct them. In fact, he liked it so much he once told the market women, "If you don't add landlord when you call my name, I won't answer." He was tall, pot-bellied, and always carried a towel on his shoulder like a man ready for battle. His compound had everything: a small shop, a satellite dish pointing to heaven, and 3 tenants, who had all secretly vowed to leave once their rent expired because living under Baba Landlord was like renting from thunder itself. He believed every problem in his life had one source: his village people. When his generator refused to start, my village people are pressed remote again. When his phone fell into water, they are angry because I did not attend the meeting in December. When his pot of soup spoiled overnight, they have sent spiritual heat wave. Hey! Even when his wife accidentally burnt his rice one evening, Baba Landlord stood up, slapped his chest, and shouted, "These enemies have entered kitchen now. They don't rest. They followed me from my mother's womb." His wife, Mama Nkem, was a patient woman, always shaking her head and saying, "Jeku, not everything is village people. Sometimes it's just you forgot to close the pot properly." But he would glare at her and reply, "Don't defend them. That's how they start. Small defense. Next thing, they use your slippers to fly at night." The whole village had grown used to his drama. They would whisper, "If you want free entertainment, just greet Baba Landlord before sunrise. He will give you full Nollywood episode." One hot Monday morning, Baba Landlord woke up and found something unbelievable. His brand new imported doorbell, which made the sound ding dong from London, was missing. Only the screws remained, staring at him like shocked witnesses. He stood in front of the empty spot, blinking in disbelief. Jesus, they have started again. My London bell, my property. These village people will not rest until I turn ghost. He ran to the road shouting, "Thieves! Enemies of progress! Return my bell before I turn you to yam!" But nobody came out. The truth was simple. One of the village goats had pulled the bell off the wall while scratching his back, but Baba Landlord didn't care for simple truth. He was shouting it was his village people, the invisible committee of enemies who gathered every night in people's dreams to plan mischief. By noon, he marched to the village square, carrying a big megaphone and wearing his best red cap. He stood on a stool and began shouting, "People of Umoggo, enough is enough. For many years, my village people have followed me like mosquitoes. They made my television explode. They spoilt my rice cooker. They even made my tenants turn foolish. But today, I, Baba Landlord, I declare spiritual war." The villagers gathered quickly. Traders, children, even the town drunk who came holding his calabash. Everyone stared at him as he waved his towel like a flag. "I will not take it anymore," he roared. "Since they like court case, I will give them court case. I will drag my village people to justice. I, Baba Landlord, am suing my enemies." The crowd gasped. One old man asked gently, "Baba Landlord, which court will you use to sue people you cannot see?" He shouted back, "Any court that can handle wickedness. If the one in town cannot, I will open my own court." Someone from the back said, "So you will be both complainant and judge?" He pointed at the voice. "Don't provoke me, Chijoke, you're one of them." The laughter that erupted nearly blew off the village roof. By evening, Baba Landlord's announcement had gone viral, or at least village viral. Children sang a new song on the street. "Baba Landlord don't vex, so he won't carry juju go court too." Even the town crier added it to his evening news. Hear ye, on Friday, our brother, Baba Landlord, will take his village people to court. Venue, the village square. Judge, Chief Agbako. Time, when the sun reaches palm tree height." It was official. The biggest drama Umogwo had ever seen was about to happen. That Friday morning, the entire village was buzzing. People wore their Sunday clothes. Market women closed early. Even goats refused to graze, choosing instead to watch. Baba Landlord came out dressed like a warrior-lawyer hybrid. Black trousers, red wrapper on top, white shirt buttoned wrongly, and a necktie tied like a rope. He carried a big file filled with nonsense papers, old electricity bills, sachet water receipts, even a torn newspaper, and kept shouting, "Evidence, plenty evidence."
His wife followed behind, covering her face in shame. "Jeku, please don't disgrace us today," she whispered. But he replied proudly, "Disgrace? My dear, history will call me the man who took witches to court." When he reached the square, the whole village erupted in cheers. Women clapped, children danced, some young men were already betting whether he would win or collapse halfway. Then Chief Agbako, the great village judge, appeared. Chief Agbako was short, round, and had one eye that looked forward and another that looked sideways. He was feared and loved in equal measure. He had settled disputes ranging from "Who stole my goat?" to "Whose shadow blocked my farm?" He sat under the big Iroko tree, chewing kola nuts and looking as if he had seen everything in life. He banged his walking stick on the ground. "Court is now in session. Case number 001, Baba Landlord versus his village people." The crowd roared with excitement. A rooster crowed as if to confirm the madness. Baba Landlord stepped forward, puffed his chest, and shouted, "My lord, I am ready for these demons." Chief Agbako nodded slowly. "Good. Where are the defendants?" Silence. He looked around. Who among us here represents Baba Landlord's village people? Everyone pointed at each other. "Not me, oh. Me, I'm innocent. It's not my portion." Chief Agbako scratched his head. Since nobody wants to claim the case, this court will appoint a representative." He pointed at the town drunk Obele. You look familiar with trouble. You shall represent the village people." The crowd burst into laughter. Obele staggered forward, hiccuping. "My lord, I accept. I was born ready for any case that comes with free palm wine." Baba Landlord's eyes widened. "Obele, you are one of them. I knew it." The judge banged his stick. "Silence in the court. Let the case begin." And so, the trial of the century began, the day one man tried to sue all his invisible enemies and the universe decided to attend for free. By the time the second day of the hearing arrived, half the village had abandoned their farms. Even the goats seemed interested. They lingered around the village square, chewing lazily as though waiting for updates. The court compound was overflowing. Market women left their stalls to come and gist. Children climbed mango trees to get a better view. And the town crier, Ogwefi Obele, stood at the center with his gong, ready to announce each witness like a celebrity. Baba Landlord came dressed like a man going to war. He wore a brand new agbada so large that it looked like it could shelter two families during a rainy season. His cap was tilted sideways, his shoes shined like black mirrors, and in his left hand, he held a brown envelope stuffed with papers and evidence. In his right hand, he carried a bottle of anointing oil. For protection, he said, just in case his village people tried to attack him during court proceedings. Chief Judge Agbako arrived late, as usual. He entered with his traditional walking stick and his trademark suspicious squint, looking around as though everyone in the audience owed him money. "Order in the court," the town crier shouted. Nobody moved. The place was still buzzing with whispers. "Order!" the crier shouted again, banging his gong so hard that one of the goats bleated in protest. Chief Agbako cleared his throat. "We are here again for the matter between Baba Landlord, also known as Landlord of the People, and his village people." He looked at the docket and frowned. Who exactly are the accused again? Baba Landlord jumped up, chest high, voice loud. "My lord, the accused are everybody from my mother's side, my father's side, my neighbors, and even some people from my wife's church." The crowd burst into laughter. Even the clerk hiding behind the table coughed to cover his laugh. "Silence!" Chief Agbako barked.
although his mouth was twitching too. "Baba Landlord, are you saying you are suing your entire village?" Baba Landlord nodded firmly. "Yes, my lord. They have conspired to destroy my destiny. Since I built my 2-story house, nothing good has entered my life. My tenants don't pay rent, my borehole stopped bringing water, even my dog ran away last month. I know it is not ordinary." Chief Agbako tapped his stick on the ground. Very serious matter. So you believe these problems are spiritual? "They are more than spiritual," shouted Baba Landlord. "Last week, I saw a lizard nodding in front of my gate. Tell me, which normal lizard greets human being?" The entire audience exploded in laughter again. One old woman clapped her hands and said, "Ah, the lizard even has manners now." Chief Agbako shook his head. "Baba Landlord, do you have proof that your village people are behind all this?" Baba Landlord opened his big brown envelope like a magician revealing tricks. He pulled out a long list written on school notebook paper. "My lord, Exhibit 1, my generator. Every night when I start to run in from a neighbor, it will run smoothly. Are they not using juju to drink my petrol from afar?" Gas echoed through the crowd. Someone at the back shouted, "It's true, my cousin's cousin also complained of remote fuel drinking." Baba Landlord continued confidently. "Exhibit 2, my rice sack that reduced itself. I bought 10 derricks of rice. I came back 2 days later to meet only 4. No rats, no thief, no wife home. My lord, where did the rice go? Into the mouth of invisible enemies." Chief Agbako scratched his grey beard. That is deep."
Baba Landlord then raised the bottle of anointing oil. "And my lord, Exhibit 3, this oil. I anointed my gate to prevent evil visitors, but since then, everybody avoids my house, even the postman. My lord, the juju they sent reversed the oil to chase blessings away." The crowd roared in laughter so hard that one man fell off his stool. Chief Agbako smacked his table. "Order, order, before I throw you people out." He looked at the accused bench, which was empty except for one old woman dozing. "Where are the accused?" A thin man in a faded Ankara shirt stood. "My lord, it's difficult to call them because Baba Landlord accused the whole community. Even his ancestors are on the list." Chief Agbako sighed deeply. "Ha! So we are judging both the living and the dead? This case will not end today." He turned to Baba Landlord. "Do you have witnesses?" "Plenty, my lord," Baba Landlord announced proudly. "The first witness is my dog's chain. The chain will explain how the dog disappeared without breaking." The chief judge banged his staff again. "Baba Landlord, we don't call objects to witness." "Then let me call the person who saw the chain crying. My gate man, Musa." Musa, a tall man with sleepy eyes, came forward scratching his head. "My lord, I don't really see the chain crying, no. I only hear small sound that night." "What kind of sound?" Chief Agbako asked. Musa thought hard. "It was like kiri kiri kiri. Awo. Like that, my lord." The court went silent for 2 seconds before bursting into uncontrollable laughter. Even the judge laughed till his cap nearly fell off. "So the chain was crying and doing awo?" the judge asked, wiping tears from his eyes. "Yes, my lord," Musa replied, serious. "I believe the dog was kidnapped spiritually. Maybe it followed one of Baba Landlord's enemies to their dream." Chief Agbako leaned back, chuckling. "This is the most spiritual court I have ever presided over." When the laughter finally calmed down, Baba Landlord introduced another witness, Mama Kudi, his tenant who sold akara near the junction. She came with her wrapper tied tightly, her mouth sharp as blade. "My lord," she began, "Baba Landlord said his village people made his borehole dry, but I know it's lie. The man did not pay NEPA bill for 6 months. When they disconnected his light, the pump stopped working. Is that juju or foolishness?" The crowd screamed with laughter again. Someone shouted, "Expose him, Mama Kudi." Baba Landlord jumped to his feet. "Objection, my lord. This woman has always hated my success. Since I refused to collect akara on credit, she has been praying for my downfall." Mama Kudi folded her arms.
Success? You call landlord without tenant success? Even rats refuse to live in your compound. The court became pure comedy show. Chief Agbako hit his table so hard his staff broke. Enough! I will find the next person that talks without permission one full bottle of palm wine. When silence finally returned, the judge took a short breath. This matter is serious and funny at the same time. Let us take short break before I summon the oracle. Everybody gasped. The oracle meant the village spirit of truth, a small clay pot kept behind the court building. In theory, anyone who lied in front of it would sneeze uncontrollably or start confessing. In practice, it just scared people enough to tell the truth. As they went on recess, villagers surrounded Baba Landlord, some mocking, others genuinely curious. He adjusted his cap and whispered proudly to anyone who would listen. You people we see today, my juju lawyers are strong. By the time the oracle finishes speaking, you will know my enemies. Meanwhile, the town crier went around ringing his gong and shouting, "Come and see justice! Baba Landlord versus his village people continues after the short break. Entry free, laughter guaranteed." And so, the madness was only just beginning, because after the break, the case would take a turn so ridiculous, so spiritually confusing, that even the oracle would begin to sneeze. When the short break ended, the sun was sitting high like a lazy king in the middle of the sky. The court compound was even fuller than before. People who had gone home for lunch rushed back with roasted corn, fried groundnut, and pure water, afraid they might miss the next round of drama. Word had spread to nearby villages that Baba Landlord was dragging his entire lineage and half the spirit world to court. Some came from as far as Amaogu and Obogwe just to witness the madness. Chief Judge Agbako returned to his wooden chair with a bottle of palm wine he did not bother to hide. He sat, sipped, cleared his throat and said, "Let us continue. Bring out the oracle of truth." The court attendants, two small boys wearing oversized wrappers, carried a clay pot wrapped in red cloth. Smoke was rising slowly from it. The crowd went silent. Chief Judge Agbako raised his staff. Anybody who lies before this oracle will sneeze like person who inhaled pepper. So speak truth, or prepare to sneeze till next market day. He turned to Baba Landlord. You brought this case, so you will speak first. Baba Landlord stepped forward dramatically, adjusted his agbada and lifted his right hand as if taking oath in Supreme Court. My lord, I swear on the head of my goat and generator that I am telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The judge blinked. Did you say on the head of your goat and generator? Yes, my lord, they are my most loyal possessions. The judge shook his head slowly. Proceed before your loyalty give me headache.
Baba Landlord turned to face the clay pot. Oracle of truth, you can see me. You know me. I am Baba Landlord, first of his name, owner of 2 plots and 1 borehole. My enemies have been troubling me since I roofed my 2nd floor. If I lie, let me sneeze. But if I'm saying the truth, let my enemies confess today. He stood firm, expecting thunder or wind. Nothing happened. The crowd murmured. The oracle puffed smoke quietly like a tired kettle. Then, unexpectedly, the oracle made a puff-puff sound. Baba Landlord jumped back. The crowd screamed. Some women crossed themselves. Chief Agbako shouted, "Calm down. It's just smoke escaping." But Baba Landlord was sweating. "My lord, the oracle has spoken. It is angry on my behalf." Chief Agbako frowned. "No, Baba Landlord. It's just..." Before he could finish, someone sneezed loudly at the back. Achoo, achoo, achoo. Everyone turned. It was the town drunkard, Ijele the palm wine tapper, who was half asleep under a mango tree. Chief Agbako shouted, "Ijele, are you the liar here?" Ijele stood up, scratching his head. "No, my lord, he's not me. I just inhaled too much smoke. A memory of yesterday palm wine entered my nose." The whole court burst into laughter again. Baba Landlord raised his hand. "You see, even the drunk man is confessing indirectly. These are the signs.
My lord, allow me to present my final evidence. He reached into his big agbada pocket and brought out a black nylon bag tied in 3 knots. The crowd gasped. What is inside? Chief Agbako asked suspiciously. My lord, this is the juju charm that I prepared to expose whoever is eating my destiny. I instructed the charm to fly to the guilty person's compound at midnight. But my lord, he paused dramatically, his eyes wide. Instead of going there, the juju came back home and slapped me. The crowd exploded in laughter so loud that even the goats ran away. One young man fell on the ground holding his stomach. Chief Agbako pounded the floor with his staff. Order! Order! Or I will send all of you home. When the noise died down, the chief asked, So, your juju missed target and returned to you? Yes, my lord. It landed on my face like mosquito. Since that day, I cannot sleep properly. Anytime I close my eyes, I see the juju doing press up in my dream. Press up? The judge asked. Yes, my lord. Strong juju. I think the village people turned it against me. Chief Agbako took off his cap and wiped sweat. This case is becoming a spiritual mathematics. He turned to the accused side, empty except for one old man chewing stick. Does anyone here want to speak on behalf of the accused village people? The old man raised his hand lazily. My lord, I will speak. My name is Pa Nadozi, elder of Onugu compound. We, the village people, are tired of this man. Every time his light goes off, he blames us. When his tenants move out, he blames us. Even when his goat refused to give birth, he said we locked the womb spiritually. The crowd laughed again. Chief Agbako nodded. Continue. Pa Nadozi pointed at Baba Landlord. This man has been fighting invisible enemies since 1997. Last year, he accused our youth leader of turning his car to wheelbarrow in a dream. The youth leader does not even own soap. How will he own that kind of power? Baba Landlord shouted, Objection! That wheelbarrow dream was real. My car refused to start the next morning. Silence! Chief Agbako commanded. Elder Nadozi, finish your defense. My lord, we the village people did not hold meeting against Baba Landlord. If we held any meeting, it was to beg God to give him sense. The crowd shook with laughter again. Chief Agbako sighed. This matter is both funny and confusing. But before I give my verdict, I will ask the oracle one last time. He bent toward the clay pot. Spirit of truth. If Baba Landlord is innocent, give us sign. If he is guilty, give us sign. The crowd went silent. A strong breeze passed. Then the clay pot hissed like frying oil and released a thick puff of smoke that went straight into Baba Landlord's face. He began to sneeze violently. Achoo! 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 The entire court gasped. Some people shouted, He lied! He lied! Chief Agbako stood up, pretending to be shocked, but deep down he was enjoying the show. He declared, The oracle has spoken. Baba Landlord, you are the architect of your own wahala. He sneezed again. My lord, it's not me, oh. Maybe the oracle mistook me for my enemies. But the judge had already raised his hand. This court, having heard both sides, declares that Baba Landlord should stop disturbing the peace of this village with imaginary cases. As punishment, he shall sponsor a feast for the entire community next market day with 1 goat, 2 bottles of palm wine, and enough pounded yam for everybody.
The crowd cheered wildly. Women ululated. Men danced. Someone started singing, Baba Landlord don't lose case, so he go cook for all of us. Baba Landlord stood there, sneezing, stunned. His agbada now looked like deflated balloon. So, I lost. Chief Agbako smiled. You lost, but at least now you know your village people are not your problem. It's your mouth and overthinking that need deliverance, so. Even the oracle pot seemed to agree. It puffed one last time and went silent. As everyone dispersed, Baba Landlord muttered, let them laugh.
I will cook, yes, but they should not eat too much, oh. My village people might still be hiding inside the soup. And with that, the crowd laughed harder than ever because even after losing, Baba Landlord still refused to stop suspecting his enemies. By nightfall, the whole village was still laughing about the case. Some said it was the funniest thing that ever happened since the chief's cow mistakenly entered the church for deliverance. Others swore they would tell the story to their children's children. And as for Baba Landlord, he did indeed cook the feast, though he stayed far from the food, watching suspiciously from his veranda, muttering, "Eat small, eat small. Juju might be hiding inside the stew." But from that day, every time something went wrong in the village, someone lost a slipper, a hen disappeared, or rain fell only on one compound, the villagers would laugh and say, "Go and call Baba Landlord, maybe his village people are back again, no?" And that is how a man's paranoia became the funniest legend in the entire region. Please let us know where you are watching from. Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Please like the video and share with your family and friends. Please also click the subscribe button so we can bring more videos to you. Thanks for being part of us.